Planning a trip abroad is one of the most exciting things you can do. But let's be honest, those hidden fees can really sour the mood. So in this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise. I'm going to show you how to sidestep those surprise costs and make your money go way, way further on your next adventure. And it all starts with a number you've probably paid but never, ever noticed. So what does this number, 3.5%, actually mean? It might not look like much, but this could be the single biggest hidden cost you pay on literally every purchase you make overseas. It's a sneaky little fee that just silently drains your travel budget, one coffee, one souvenir, one dinner at a time. Let me give you a real-world example. A media professional named Nayan Tara Singh was on a trip to London. She used her Indian debit card to buy about £186 worth of stuff. Now, at the time, that should have cost her just under 24,000 rupees. But when she got her statement, surprise, the charge was over 25,000. So where did that extra 1,000+ rupees just vanish? Well, that extra cost leads us straight to the number one culprit behind blown travel budgets. It's a fee most people don't even have a clue they're paying, and it's called the foreign currency markup fee. So what the heck is this fee? It's actually pretty simple. When you swipe your card in another country, your bank has to convert the currency, right? Well, for doing that, they add their own little service charge, a markup, a percentage right on top of the actual exchange rate. And it can be anywhere from 1 to 3.5%, which, believe me, adds up incredibly fast. Okay, so this brings us to the first huge financial decision every traveler has to make. How are you actually going to pay for things? The card you choose can literally be the difference between saving a ton of money and accidentally paying hundreds or even thousands in extra fees you never saw coming. You basically have three main options on the table. You could go the old school route with a prepaid Forex card, you could just use your regular credit or debit card, or you could go for something a bit newer, a zero Forex card. So which one is the right move for you? Okay, let's just break this down. With your standard cards, boom, you're hit with a markup fee of up to 3.5% plus tax on every single swipe. Now, prepaid cards, they can be a bit sneaky. They often just hide that fee in a worse exchange rate. The real goal here is a zero Forex card, where that markup is, you guessed it, zero. And then there's the hassle factor. Prepaid cards are a pain. You have to preload them, and if you run out of cash, topping them up is a nightmare. The zero Forex option, it gives you all the convenience of a regular card, just without that huge, costly markup. So when you really weigh all the options, a pretty clear pattern emerges. For most of us who are just looking for a good balance of convenience and actual savings, the zero Forex card is the hands-down winner. It's got the ease of your regular card, but you get the best possible exchange rates. So what's the big deal with these cards? Really, it all boils down to two things: transparency and convenience. You pay the real exchange rate, no surprise fees. It works just like your everyday card. A lot of them have no joining fees, and some even throw in awesome travel perks like lounge access. And a huge plus, you get that powerful fraud protection that comes with credit cards, which is absolutely priceless when you're in a new country. But hold on, let's add a little nuance here. Is zero Forex always the absolute best choice for everybody? Not necessarily. If you're a super high spender and you have one of those fancy premium rewards cards, you might actually do better even with the markup. For example, some of those cards charge a 2% markup but give you back 8% in rewards. That's a net gain of 6%. But, and this is a big but, these cards have massive annual fees, so they really only make sense if you spend enough to justify that cost. And this really points to where things are heading. Experts like Kashif Ansari are predicting that as more and more of us get smart about these fees, those old prepaid Forex cards are probably going to become a thing of the past. They'll just be replaced by more transparent and valuable options. Okay, so you've got your payment methods sorted. You're a pro. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. What about the really big problems, like a canceled flight or a medical emergency? I mean, that's what travel insurance is for, right? But what happens when that safety net you paid for doesn't actually catch you when you fall? This is exactly what happened to Deep Shah and his family. A day before their big trip to Vietnam, the airline tells them their flight has been postponed by 3 whole days. Waiting would mean all their hotel bookings, all their careful plans, just ruined. Now, Shah had travel insurance, so he did what any of us would do. He booked new tickets on a different airline for about 30,000 rupees and filed a claim. He figured, I'm covered. I mean, isn't this the exact reason we buy insurance in the first place? Well, his claim was rejected. And this is where we get tangled in the fine print that trips up so many people. The insurance company argued that since he didn't take the airline's rescheduled flight, his choice to buy new tickets was voluntary. Even crazier, they called the 72-hour delay a postponement, not a cancellation. A tiny, tiny difference in wording that completely killed his claim. It's these little technicalities and things like missing documents that get so many perfectly reasonable claims denied. But here is the most important thing that so many travelers miss. Before you even think about filing an insurance claim, you need to know your rights as a passenger. Because sometimes the responsibility isn't on your insurer at all, it's on the airline. Here in India, for instance, the DGCA guidelines are crystal clear. If your flight is delayed by more than 6 hours, the airline is legally required to offer you another flight or a full refund. If they cancel on you with short notice, they owe you that refund plus accommodation. In so many of these situations, the airline is directly responsible. Knowing this gives you the power to demand what you're owed, with your insurance just acting as a backup, not your first call. So, we've walked through the traps with payments and the pitfalls with insurance. Let's pull this all together into a final, simple checklist you can use before every single trip to protect your money and, honestly, your sanity. It all boils down to 3 really simple steps. Number 1, get a Zero Forex card. It is the easiest, most direct way to save money on every single thing you buy abroad. 2, please actually read your insurance policy. Know what words like delay and cancellation mean to the insurance company. And 3, document everything. If there's a problem, get an official certificate from the airline. Keep every receipt, every email. Because without proof, even the best policy in the world is totally useless. In the end, it really comes down to this simple question. A tourist just kind of hopes for the best. A smart traveler prepares for reality. By understanding these financial basics, you're not just saving a bit of money, you are taking control of your entire travel experience. And that is a lesson worth learning.